So we are a one-to-one school. Johnson County Middle School is where we teach. She's actually a 7th grade language arts teacher, and I'm an 8th grade math teacher. But I do have a language arts degree, so I will throw that in there. So now what? So we are a one-to-one school. All students, all 7th and 8th grade students in our school do have Chromebooks. So we're very blessed to have that. And so now we need to know, what are we going to do with it? Go ahead and click. Her area of focus. It says the action research for this grant focused on improving the use of one-to-one devices, making the ways in which students interact more engaging. So kind of like the way that we got the one-to-one, they called us all over to the board office, and all the little kids got in line, and we gave them all a Chromebook, and then there we were. So we all had Chromebooks, and the teachers were going, whew, okay, so now what? And in the beginning, it was a lot of, well, let me attach this document, and you read this document, and then we'll respond on paper. Because we didn't know what we were doing, truly. But now, we're 3 years into the process, and we're getting better. So she wanted to know, how can we actively engage our student, and not just put a copy of an article up and have them read it. So go ahead and click. Her question was, what impact will increasing student interaction engagement with school-issued one-to-one devices have on student learning and knowledge retention? Click. The research says, technology that gives teachers the ability to improve teaching and learning in ways that wouldn't be possible without technology is what makes EdTech innovative. Click. And this right here truly is what we need. I mean, I'm 18 years in the classroom, and I feel like this is exactly what we need. We need real-time formative assessment data right there, letting me know, what are my kids getting, what are they not, especially in math. I'm sure that goes, cross-curriculum. But truly, she actually used her money to purchase a few things, and I'm sure that some people have already mentioned those throughout the day. So let's go ahead and click through. She knew she wanted to be specific and buy certain access to certain things. Nearpod was one of the ones that she chose to get. Now, I personally have the free account to Nearpod. It's free. You can get access to certain things. The kids love it. In math, I know I have, there's a drawing slide that you can actually insert, and the kids take their Chromebooks. You could use it on a phone as well, and they just touch the little mouse pad and they can draw things. So we plot points and we draw triangles and do area and things like that. I mean, you can do anything on it. But hers, actually, the subscription she paid, she used the funds to pay for it, and it actually gives her the Nearpod virtual reality field trips. So that's something that the free one doesn't give you. She did not get the actual headsets that go with the virtual reality, but she did take her kids on a couple different field trips using the Nearpod. And if you've not used Nearpod in the past, try it. It's really cool. You may be uncomfortable at first. The kids probably have used it before, though. It's really awesome. Okay. She also ordered a subscription of Brain Pop. We actually had a school subscription. I need a prescription after I get finished with the day. So the Brain Pop subscription as a school. So I was kind of familiar with that, but it had kind of run out. So this is a year, and it's kind of expensive. But she said that the kids kind of got... it's more for elementary. We're 7th and 8th, and they kind of got bored with it after a little while, because most of the videos on there, these are the key characters on there, and they're in every video. But, it does have quizzes and things to go. It's kind of cute, and maybe 5 to 10-minute videos on it. But we enjoyed it, but we didn't feel like we needed to renew our subscription. She was also able to get an Apple TV. Now, she also has a Mondo pad in her classroom. So she was able to take the Apple TV, which I think she said was about $100, and she was able to throw anything that was on her phone, any type of YouTube video. If she wanted to do Brain Pop, she was able to throw that up to her Mondo pad just wirelessly through her Apple TV. She also was able to get the Chromecast, which she ended up liking better because the Chromecast hooked very easily with the Chromebooks, which we all have. So a kid could be sitting there in her class and have something on their screen, and if she wanted them to share, they could throw that actually up to her Mondo pad just via the Chromecast. And that was only about $35. So that was really cool. She liked that. Now, the problem with this, as you'll find out in a minute, she's got a slide on here about positives and negatives. The Apple TV, of course, only works with Apple products, and it did not have any lag time at all. So it worked with her phone just perfectly. The Chromecast had a little bit of lag time, but it would still work. So keep that in mind. Of course, $100 versus $35. Okay. She also bought the Bose speaker so that when she did throw videos from her phone or the kids, if they had presentations with audio, so that they could hear that throughout the room. And was it a success? Yes, she says there was 100% engagement. Kids are more likely to be engaged when it's something that they can interact with instead of just sit there and listen. These were pictures of some of the kids actually on the field trip. This was a picture of a field trip that they went on. They were actually reading a poem, and that picture was actually the spot where the author had gotten inspired to write the piece. So I thought that was really cool. Go ahead. This was actually the kids all on the field trip. It worked with their Google Chromebooks, but all they had to do was take the arrow keys to kind of navigate throughout the field trip. And then you see one student there with a phone. They could hold the phone down and see, the ground and then left to right. And all of that came through the Nearpod Access that she purchased. This, again, is a different Nearpod app. Or it's a collaborate thing. It's kind of like a corkboard where she posed the question, write down as many different forms or types of poetry that you can think of. So that was something, and so the kids all collaborated all at the same time, all in real time. And they were able to just kind of post up there, and it's got their name. I think there's an option where you can take the name away also. So, and then I think she was able to show them an emoji, a little heart emoji that she liked their input. Okay. And these were her discoveries. The Nearpod, she really loved it because it allowed for real time and forced 100% participation in the Nearpod. There, you kind of have to wait, and you see which kids have answered and which have not. Negatively, she said, you do not have access to all lessons without the subscription. But it's pretty awesome. The Brain Pop, the positive, there are lots and lots of videos. And supplemental materials, but the kids kind of got bored with it. One other thing I want to say about the Nearpod, there's lots and lots of social studies and science field trips. Not a whole lot of language arts, not a whole lot of math. There's some, but if you're social studies and science, it's worth the money, I think. Brain Pop, okay, did that. Apple TV, no lag time. There was seamless mirroring, but it was only to Apple products. And then she really loved the Chromecast. It worked easily with our technology, but there was lag time, and it was not as smoothly operated as the Apple TV. Okay. If you have questions, do my best to answer them.